Professor Rad here, and today we're going to talk about addition. So before we go into the process of some actual addition, I wanted to present a few scenarios where addition would be useful or appropriate. So think of these different situations and which one is easiest for you to picture or think about to come to a conclusion. So for example, suppose there are a bunch of people in a room, like let's say there's 18 people in a meeting, right? And then 6 more people come in. And you want to know how many people are there total in the room. So for me, I'm thinking of like 18 pictures, and then I'm going to count in those 6 extra people. So I have 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So now there's 24 people total in the room. For the second example, let's say money is more your thing. Like you think in terms of money, it's easy for you to think about. So suppose you have $4,026.11 in your account, and then you deposit $672.42. So how would you figure out how much total you have in your account now? So this is a situation where we would need to do some addition. Or maybe you think of things in terms of like construction. So if you're building stuff or measuring things, that makes more sense to you. So maybe you have like an 8-foot long rope and you attach it to a 3.5-foot rope. Right? And you want to know, okay, how long is this rope going to be now? So these are some situations that you can use to think about or to kind of ground you when we think about addition. You could think about things as individual items. You could think about things in terms of money, or you could think about things in terms of length and measurement. So if the numbers just ever become too big, think about them in terms of objects, and that can help. So that's what we're going to do in this video. So we're going to first define what addition means. We're going to define that formally, and then we'll do a couple of examples of visualizing some addition problems. So let's get started. All right, so here's our definition. Addition is the accumulation operation. Now in math, when we say operation, we don't mean like, scalpel, forceps, whatever. We mean an operation is a way of interacting objects. So in this case, we're accumulating objects. So we're adding objects together, right? Sometimes you can take pieces away. So that would be subtraction. Sometimes you have whole groups that are being combined. So that would be multiplication and so on. So addition is sort of the first, the first operation one would start to do, kind of in those examples that we were indicating. So where you accumulate. The result of addition is called the sum. So sometimes you might be asked to do an addition problem using the plus sign, so the addition sign, and other times you might be asked simply find the sum of 5 and 2. So if you're finding the sum of 5 and 2, that means you have to add together 5 and 2. So first, let's start out by envisioning what these operations mean, or what it would mean like, to add. So if I look at 2 plus 5, 2 means that I have 1, 2 objects. And then the 5 would mean I have 5 objects. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So in this case, I'm going to draw my objects just as dots, but you could draw your objects, I don't know, as happy faces to make math a little bit more enjoyable. Or I think in the book I wrote, I used penguins. So any sort of thing like that. So we've got our 2, we've got our 5, and then to add them together, we're just going to count how many total we have. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 2 plus 5 is going to equal 7. So one way to add is just to draw pictures of each of the numbers and then count them all up. So then we get to something like 60 plus 30, and you're like, I don't want to have to draw 60 dots. I don't want to have to draw 30 dots. That's a lot of dots, right? So instead, notice that these are both, they both end in 0. So we have 60 or 6 tens, and we have 30 or 3 tens. Or you could think of this as having like 6 dimes and 3 dimes, right? So I could draw 6 dimes to represent 60. So my dimes are just going to look like circles. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So each of these circles represents a dime or 10 cents. And then here we have 30. So let's draw 1, 2, 3, because 3 dimes would be 30 cents. And now if I add those together, I can count up how many dimes I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So since I have 9 dimes, that means I have 90 cents. Or since I have 6 tens plus 3 tens, I get 9 tens. So 6t, the t is like 10, plus 30 is 9t. So this is one way that you can visualize addition. In the next video, we'll say, well, what if I have, like, instead of 60, what if I had 62? Right? So then I'm going to have dimes and pennies, and so it doesn't work out quite as nicely. So we'll talk about how you can visualize those sort of combined situations next time. So yeah, that's it for this one. Hope you had a wonderful day, and I will see you later. Bye.